Among the highlights in Mayor Dan Sullivan's spending plan for next year, higher fares, and for People Mover and on some routes during off-peak hours, you may see less frequent stops.
The People Mover director says they're tough but necessary budget cuts, but riders aren't too happy about it.
Channel 2's Jason Lamb joins us now from the downtown Transit Center with the rest of that story. Jason.
Yeah, Maria, Mike, we'll talk with the director of People Mover in a minute to explain some of these cuts, but first, it doesn't take long down here at the Transit Center to find out what people here think. We could tell you the mood here about proposed fare increases and service reductions for People Mover. But how about we leave it,
Dear People Mover,
Dear People Mover,
to them?
Dear People Mover,
Dear People Mover.
Dear People Mover, I don't think you should change the bus fees.
Dear People Mover, I'm asking, I just got the word that you guys were talking about increasing the prices.
I ride the bus because I need to get to school, I need to get to work, and I need to get home.
I am a single mom. I go to school full time. I don't work because I am going to school full time.
well, if they raise the fares, why is anything should change? You know, if they raise the fares and the rates, the service should stay the same and remain the same.
Looks like they've got it covered.
Please, restore bus service and people ride the People Mover.
Increasing the prices would be really hard on me. I can't afford, obviously, a car. That's why I depend on the bus schedule.
I don't think that's fair at all. If you're going to lessen the routes, that's going to make it a lot worse on people that do use the transportation.
There's going to be a lot of upset people, and I don't think it'll be worth it in the very end.
A message to decision makers.
So I'm really kind of hoping that you really consider who you're going to be affecting whenever you do take that into consideration.
Signed,
Sincerely, Jasmine.
Sincerely, Pat.
Sincerely, Joe.
Jennifer.
Michael,
Sincerely, Crystal Morvan, Anchorage, Alaska.
thank you very much.
Now, of course, there is another side to all of this. Jody Carrs, in charge of People Mover, says, of course, she'd like fares and services to stay the same, but it's just not a reality under the mayor's budget for next year.
I don't think anybody likes to see any kind of cuts anywhere. You know, I think, kind of what's reality, though, is, in a budget situation, you have to look at, it'd be nice if you could take it all in a fare increase and not have to do a service cut. But if you look at any other department, all departments are kind of doing the same thing.
She says maintaining as much service as possible was a priority for People Mover, even if it came at the expense of a higher fare. She says she doesn't know the details of how much fares could go up next year, but she says youth fares are likely to stay the same.
Fare right now is a little bit on the high side, so we kind of talked about an across-the-board fare increase without really touching the youth fares, again, because they were higher, but that hasn't been solidified yet.
Carrs says they did a study on some of the routes, and the routes they did cut back some of the service on, well, there just wasn't very high ridership on those. One of the things People Mover offered to cut next year was bus service on 4 holidays, including President's Day, Martin Luther King Day, Veterans Day, and the day after Thanksgiving. Mayor Sullivan, though, decided not to accept that. Back to you.
All right, Channel 2's Jason Lamb reporting. Thanks, Jason.